Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of a NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we are headed to Dover, Delaware, fresh off of Ryan Preece's first NASCAR Cup Series win at Talladega Super Speedway. But we actually have an announcement to kick off this episode here now, as Stewart-Haas Racing is set to make a big move regarding the number 10. Eric Almirola is on his way out. He is not retiring. Almirola is out of the 10 at season's end and into the 10 car, the 21 driver of Harrison Burton. They've got some funding on board. They will be putting Burton in the 10 as Almirola is basically swamping. He's going to go to the 21 and drive that Wood Brothers Racing Ford Mustang to basically what I would expect to end his Cup Series career. A once-in-a-lifetime chance for Burton, and hopefully he can make it count as we arrived here in the Dover, Delaware weekend at Dover Motor Speedway. Now, as you can see, we're going to have a brand new paint scheme on the car, and I am so excited for you guys to see this. Look at the 16 Energizer machine. So this was made by Jarrett, I hope I don't destroy his last name, Jarrett Lou Designs. You can check him out on Instagram, Twitter. He's got a website as well. Actually, based off where I live, he's a local designer, so it's really cool. But he reached out to me through Instagram DMs and had made the 16 concept with the Energizer paint scheme and asked if I wanted to use it on Heat 5, and he went and threw the Owen nameplate on it and whatnot and made an absolute beast of a car and sent it over. So really a huge shout out to him. Make sure to check him out on Twitter, Instagram, check out his website as well. See all of his work. It's absolutely fantastic stuff this kid is doing. So big shout out to Jarrett. We put some decent laps down in practice here, but of course the main focus being on qualifying. Running a bit looser preset in qualifying, but we are going to tighten it up for the actual race now, as we would get rolling here for a goal of a 23.720. By the way, we head down into turn 1, and unfortunately kind of missing the apex a little bit here now, so washing up the track. Not too bad of an exit though to the corner. Actually, I say that we tagged the outside wall as we head down this backstretch into turn 3, and now trying to of course script it up on the inside. You don't want to be too close to that apron, because if you touch the apron here, it ruins your whole corner. But we exit turn 4 down the front stretch. We are not going to beat the goal, a little bit over a tenth off there, and it's going to be P22 in the Dryden 400. So some work to do here in Dover, as I always say at this point here. Harvick there 23rd, Suarez 24th, Kurt Busch 25th. At the bottom of the grid, it's Zane Smith, and of course fresh off the news of Almirola on the departure of the 10 car at the end of the season, he gets out qualified by Harrison Burton by 1 position here. Now, as you can see, Denny Hamlin is going to be on pole with William Byron joining him on that front row as we're going to get ready to race in Dover. But first, of course, we have some other series updates. We had the Truck Series actually in Darlington a week early, where Tate Fogelman actually picked up the victory. So big shout out to Tate Fogelman. How about that? As you see the rest of the order there. Now the Xfinity Series was in town in Dover with us here, and you're going to see the finishing order there on the Xfinity side, where Justin Allgaier would pick up the victory over Cole Custer, John Hunter Nemechek, JJ Yeley with another strong effort, Ryan Vargas there rounding out the top 10 as he continues a lot of consistency and a bit of an underfunded car there, as you can see the rest of the order there. But that's going to wrap it up for Trucks and Xfinity recaps. We're going to get ready to go Cup Series racing in Dover on Sunday. Let's send it over to the Fox booth.
It's time for the Monster Mile. Welcome on and race fans for one of the trickiest tracks on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. This week has not been short of silly season news, as we found out that Harrison Burton is headed to the SHR 10 car next year, as he's set to bring on strong funding. Was this a shock to you, Mike and Clint?
Based off his performance in the 21 car? A bit, yes. However, the key is that he is bringing funding with him, which has been a common quality of drivers in that 10 car.
I agree with Mike. However, this kid showed he could win in top Xfinity cars a few years back. Give him a chance at Stewart-Haas, and he could do pretty well. We'll have Tony in here in a few weeks, and he can tell us a bit more.
A bit short there in Talladega, but I mean, we got a good car this weekend. Not the greatest qualifying effort, but let's go make it happen.
Yep, the long run is where it'll come to you. Be patient.
Only one thing to note coming into the race today, Kyle Larson failed inspection, so he will be starting at the back.
Still winless is that 5-car too, Mike. Let's see if they can rally forward today.
All right, then, we're ready to go racing here for the Dryden 400 there. You see Haley well prepared for the race. Hamlin on pole, and as Mike Joy and Clint Bowyer just talked about, winless is that 5-car, failed technical inspection. He'll be starting at the back, of course. Larson, a winner at Dover way back in the day as well. You think about, 2019, and that 42 car, of course, when he won there, and his only win in that 2019 season as we are underway here in Dover from the 21st starting position. Austin Dillon on my front bumper, Daniel Suarez on my back bumper. Kevin Harvick on the outside as we head down into turn 1. We've seen a few surprise winners so far this season, including very recently, the last episode, the 41 of Ryan Preece. Of course, 2 plate races this season complete, 2 surprise winners with the Daytona 500. We know went to that 15 of Riley Herbst, of course, who of course got a huge opportunity after that 500 win to get full-time season funding from Sunny D as they try to make that quest for, of course, top 30 in the points. It's going to be a challenge for them, but I believe in that team, and we'll see what Rick Ware Racing can do. Of course, now they as well are working close with RFK, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see Rick Ware Racing really start to pick up the pace as soon as next season in this career mode, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out here. Now, as you can see myself trying to move forward. Now, of course, our last race of probation. If we get through today without being an idiot and wrecking somebody, we have made it through probation, and then we can wreck Ty Dillon as soon as the next episode. We'll have to wait and see how that shakes out here. Now, look at this little gaggle of cars right here. It's a big cluster as we head down into 3, and somebody, and it was actually, I think, the 14 of Chase Briscoe, was holding up this big pack of cars, and it was creating this log jam as I was way up out of the groove. Eric Almirola on the inside, and like I said, if you're wondering why Almirola out of the 10 and Burton to the 10, well, like we said, and it was already talked about, Burton bringing funding, which has been a common thing of drivers in the 10 car, and I think Harrison Burton could be a good fit in that 10 at the end of the day. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, he's only got a 1-season deal with the 10 car. It's going to be, so he's got 1 season to impress. That's all he's going to have, of course. Now, as you can see myself holding on to P22, our crew chief told us pre-race, Stevie Speed there, just stay patient because this is more of a long run kind of car. Although Hamlin started on pole, it was Kyle Busch out in front here with 19 laps to go. And the stage, as a caution, is going to fly for this first time here in this opening stage. Now, it looks like it's Brennan Poole for Rick Ware Racing there. Everybody else, aside from Poole, is going to stay on track here. 16 laps of field, so by the time the caution sorted out, we should be okay. And that seems to be the common decision here. Everybody is staying out, so that makes sure that they're pretty confident they can make it to the end. So Kyle Busch, Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Logano, Chastain. How about Suarez? He started behind me, and he's up to P10. That 99 has a lot of speed right now in that Freeway Insurance Chevrolet there for Trackhouse Racing. So keep an eye on Daniel Suarez here today in Dover. Now as we're back underway, and you can see we're going to be restarting on lap 14 of 29 in the stage. So that gives us, 16 laps to go, and we had 16 laps of fuel when the caution came out. So we head down through turn 1 and 2 side by side with the 48 of Alex Bowman as we head down this back stretch now, looking to get that run down towards turn 3. Actually 15 laps of fuel currently, so we could be about half a lap or so short, but shouldn't be an issue as we see Kyle Busch leading the way. Bubba Wallace actually on the inside of that number 8 as we cross the stripe side by side with the 14 of Briscoe down into turn 1. Bubba Wallace still side by side going for the lead position as he edges its 8 on the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway. We are continuing to move forward. We have a car, like we said, that's going to be a little bit better on the long run. Bubba Wallace to the lead, but Chastain was now up in the second, following him through past the 8 of Kyle Busch, and sure enough, Chastain would take the lead here, looking for win number 3 on the season in Trackhouse in general, looking like they have shown up with speed for both cars here today with Chastain and Suarez. Now, as I was in this side-by-side battle with the 54 of Ty Gibbs, fellow Rookie, of course, of the Year contender, but when a car gets on my door in the corner and pinches me down, it is nearly impossible to complete a pass, so you got to be so patient now as Logano actually out in front, and you can see up ahead there was that big pack of cars again, so there's some slower cars mixed in that had really good qualifying efforts that were really holding up each other now as we have only 10 laps to go in stage 1. And I was continuing to battle with this 54 of Ty Gibbs here in P19. Honestly felt like I could run that pack of cars down in front of us, just we can't get clear of the 54 now to actually lose the position to the 43 of Eric Jones. We would fight back. 4 laps to go in stage 1. Logano still out in control. Almirola there, P18 now, as I would eventually clear the 43 on the exit of turn 4 coming to the final 3 laps of the stage. But my fuel light comes on, and somehow we've actually burned more fuel than saved at Dover, which I swear is usually the other way around. And I think this has caught the whole field off guard, because now everybody is flooding into the pit lane, and I'm realizing, well, of course we got to pit too. We're simply not going to make it to the end of the stage, so we're going to have to come into the pits. However, things are about to get very, very dramatic. We get a penalty because the leader has already crossed the stripe. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go on the stage, and that is replicated in Heat 5, so we are going to get penalized. However, another curveball. The AI did not get a penalty. The AI were able to do their pit stop and go. We were held 14 extra seconds for a 30-second pit stop. The stage would come to an end. Not Bubba Wallace leading. Brendan Poole, the 51, wins the stage. We're back racing, and the race for the final stage point is happening in the pit lane. I've never had this happen in all of my time on NASCAR Heat 5. This is the first time anything like this has gone down. So Brendan Poole is the stage winner. I don't know if I'm 2 laps down, 3 laps down with the penalty. I have no idea what the situation is. We're exiting turn 4. I don't know what's going on. 10th place is somewhere. 10th place just crossed the line in the pits, and the caution's gonna fly. So we are dead last after all of that. What in the world just happened? And look at the cars trapped a lap down. We all thought we were good on field. Everybody did. I did. The AI even thought they were good, but we were all proven wrong. I've never seen this. I've never seen anything actually like this happen. And you can see basically, yeah, half the field was lapped, and we will stay a lap down because there's cars staying out, obviously, that are on the lead lap, so we can't even take a waiver round. So we are now racing for the lucky dog for, well, realistically the rest of this race, unless something crazy happens here in stage 2. So Daniel Suarez takes over the lead. Logano's the lucky dog. He starts there behind us, but Daniel Suarez, who was showing speed early, has now taken the lead, and a whole lot of the really quick cars are trapped a lap down. Daniel Suarez has a golden opportunity here today to get his 2nd career win and 1st win of this 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season, which unfortunately he has yet to do in real life as a Daniel Suarez fan, not a fan of how Richmond went yesterday, of course getting wrecked by none other than Noah Gragson here. I would wreck him today, but we're still on probation. Suarez clear down into turn 1, leads the way with 29 laps to go in the stage, but just a whole bunch of confusion. I still can't wrap my head around how we did not make it there, because like I said, the AI was convinced that there was enough fuel. I was convinced with the trends of Dover that there was enough fuel in the car, so I don't know, we just simply got it wrong. Simple as that. So here we are, trying to move our way back forward, but obviously this is throwing a huge curveball because there's a lot of slower cars as well up at the front of the pack that's holding back a lot of the faster cars, so we're kind of clumped together even more so than we were in stage 1 at times when Chase Briscoe was leading that one pack. And you can see this. I mean, look at this. Everybody is right here on top of each other, but you look at the track map, Daniel Suarez is driving away. My teammate of Justin Haley is now up into the top 3 and maybe leading because Suarez has crashed from the lead in a big impact there. Haley involved on the door of Suarez. The caution's gonna fly, and Daniel Suarez again this season, his bad luck continues. He crashes from the lead. Now the one positive for the 99, he's not out of the race. He can pit, and he still hangs on to the lead lap, so he's going to be in the top 20 even after a big accident like that. The question is, can Suarez just have a big accident and still win this race? We'll have to wait and see, but I wouldn't rule it out, although his bad luck is, I mean, just peaking right now. I decided to come into the pits because I didn't feel like I had enough pace to go and get the lucky dog, so I felt like, you know what, let's come in and get a 4 fresh tire advantage and see if we can hopefully go green to the end of stage 2 and find a way to get into the lucky dog position. William Byron got the lucky dog there on that last caution, as you can see him joining us at the back of the grid. But so much confusion. I couldn't believe what was happening at this point here. I couldn't believe how bad I was driving into turn 3 either, as I clipped the wall, but we were okay. We got it sorted very quickly and got back into the flow of things. 3 wide with Connor Daly as well as the 38 of Todd Gilliland here now as we go down into turn number 3. But look at this absolute log jam of cars here. Once again, like I said, there was a lot of fast cars back here. Look around us. Last week's winner of Priest, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, who was leading earlier, Christopher Bell, Kurt Busch, Ty Gibbs, Blaney, etc. There's a lot of fast cars that are being held up in this massive pack of slower cars at the front. So it was creating just this log jam. It's looking like Los Angeles right now, of course, as we've seen so many sites, of course, of massive like traffic jams there in the past. But we continue on out of turn 4 and going past the 34, a little bit of contact there, but we're up at a P29, still not anywhere close to a lucky dog. We're only about halfway through the stage. There's the stage 1 winners. Now we got more trouble. A car blowing up down the back straightaway. Who was that on the outside? I couldn't catch who it is. No, it's a 77. It's Ty Dillon who's blown up. This race just keeps getting weirder and weirder. As you can see, he gets into the pit lane. So we had the field debacle in stage 1. We had Suarez crash from the lead. We've had the 77 blow up in front of everybody. We continue on here trying to work our way forward and passing the 21 of Harrison Burton, going to the outside of the 36 of Zane Smith. I had a mirror full of really fast cars, including Denny Hamlin. So I'm trying to, of course, put traffic in between us. Justin Haley now out in front here, but he was continuing to kind of swap with the 17 of Chris Buescher, as now we're 3 wide with the Daytona 500 winner of Riley Herbst. Hamlin goes through on the inside there. He was quite physical there. He gave me a lane. But we exit turn 2 passing the 15. Not for position, of course. Most of these overtakes are just not for position. Logano's going to go through. He's on the lead lap. Kyle Busch just behind myself, and it was so weird kind of racing at this point because, you know, a lot of these, like I said, passes are not for position. Kyle Busch does pass me for position, though, with 11 laps to go in the stage. Now, there's still pit stops needed. Some of these drivers still need to pit, as we don't, because we pitted at that first caution. As we're on the inside, we're 4 wide actually with Gregson, Kyle Busch, and Austin Dillon, who just went full beans right there on the inside. So he's going to pass us all. But now, as you can see, lap 20, getting past this 42. I was trying to be really careful with this 42 because he is very close to being a rival, and I don't want to be rivals with Noah Gregson. So we get clear of him as well, passing the 14 of Briscoe. But pit stops are very likely about to kick off any moment now in these next few laps, and we're going to see this kind of come into fruition here. You can see now, sure enough, some drivers coming into the pit lane, and these are for position as well. So like I said, we don't have to pit. So if this stays green, oh, it is perfect. So we continue on, and unfortunately our teammate of Haley, he has to come into the pits there after leading a chunk of laps, 4 laps to go in the stage, actually 3 laps to go, because we are a lap down. But the leader is pitting, and the caution comes out. So just like that, we were about to unlap ourselves because of the pit strategy. And unfortunately, we're 3 spots short of the lucky dog, and yeah, we're going to be trapped a lap down still because we cannot take the wave around because Haley was already in the pits. So he does not need to come in, so he can stay out. If he was pitting, we could take the wave around. Any way we can convince the 31 to pit here?
Already asked, got a big fat no.
Yeah, not surprising. So we're still racing for the lucky dog. We got to pit, so we're going to give up track position too. What a weird race this is. Let's hear what the booth thinks on it before stage 3.
This has to be the weirdest race I've seen in ages, Mike.
It's weird but interesting. There's been nonstop action all day long so far.
Now, this kind of race is the perfect recipe for a new winner, and hopefully a new winner that's inside the playoffs currently. We're back underway for the start of the 3rd and final stage. We've been trying to get the lucky dog all race long. It's been a difficult task at hand. We have 39 laps of racing. Justin Haley is out in front. He's the only one that didn't pit there, of course, on the lead lap now. So he is in control of this race, and the only thing we can do is just trying to pass as many cars as possible and be in the lucky dog position. That or hope some kind of fuel strategy works out, but I mean, everybody's basically on the exact same amount of fuel here for the start of stage 3. So it's a little bit awkward. Not the ideal race this has been for us. However, this has probably been the dankest, weirdest, but yet most interesting race of the season, if not one of the top 5 most interesting races in my NASCAR Heat 5 tenure since we're starting this, of course, when the game came out in 2020, right? I think it was 2020. Either way, we continue on the outside of the 22 of Joey Logano, 3 wide in front of us there, the 2 teammates of Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch. There's a former teammate of Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, on the outside of the number 20. I got Denny Hamlin up my rear bumper. Right now, it's still Justin Haley out in front. I was trying to go around the outside to make some passes here, and it was kind of working until you can't see outside wall there, but we were just fine. We continue on. As you can see now, Hamlin actually got to my outside there. He's going to go around us there and clear us. So I was really struggling in these opening laps to gain track position because of this just big group of cars. The 17 now out in front, Chris Buescher to the point over Justin Haley. Of course, him and Haley kind of swapped the lead several times in stage 2, appearing to maybe do the same here in stage number 3. Daniel Suarez, don't count him out in that number 99. We know he's got speed, we know he's on the lead lap, we know he's going to be marching his way forward and probably going to have something to say before this race is over, because we know that car has got potential race-winning speed. As now Haley back out in front, though. I wouldn't mind seeing Haley win, of course. A colleague racing car getting locked in the playoffs. He's had a pretty consistent start to the season. Riley Herbst benefiting from the Stage 1 madness, having a really good day. A top 15 run, going to be great for their attempt to get into the top 30 in points. Kyle Busch gets me in the left rear on the exit of 4, shoots me up the track, clears the path for him and his teammate of Dylan in the pit lane, actually. That was the 17 of Chris Buescher, who blew an engine, so he goes from leading the race to blowing an engine. He got back into the pits and is able to get it fixed and back out, but obviously the damage done, as Austin Cindric now takes the lead. 27 laps to go, and now big crash on my outside. That's the 47 of Stenhouse, who was right beside us there. This could get ugly if he comes back down in front of the track. Big hit on the door, and Connor Daly, a massive impact there for both the 47 and the 50 of Stenhouse and Daly. That will be day over for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Everybody is going to pit. We have to make it to the end of the race, but stay tuned on the status of the 47 going into the next episode. That was a massive, multiple massive hits, and the car getting thrown around all over the place. Connor Daly remains in the race, so looking all good there, but a weird restart behind us. I don't know what Ryan Blaney was doing, but yes, definitely stay tuned going into next episode there with the 47 car. Could be something developing on that one now as we continue to be in the same position that we've been in all race long. You know, we kind of keep going to the back, trying to go forward, and we don't have the pace. Unfortunately, the cars that we've had to race against to get the lucky dog have been 5-star cars that are just faster, and it's so hard to compete against. There's my teammate of Allmendinger back in the car. He's likely not going to be in the 16 car next episode. It might be Chandler Smith back in the 16 behind the wheel there. Haley to the lead with 20 laps to go in this race. We're up to P23 now, passing Austin Hill. Zane Smith having a great day in P14 as I continue to push my way forward, passing Logano, getting past the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Now for position on the 48 of Alex Bowman. We actually just sliced right on through. Ty Gibbs being the next one for position. Here we are battling with him now on the exit of turn 2. Really awkward there. All the monster cars are right here together, so we are in a swarm of monster. Daniel Suarez to the lead with 16 laps to go. Suarez for Trackhouse Racing, contact on the left rear there. Bowman tries to shoot me up the track, and he's successful at it now. He poked his nose right into that very, very slight gap that was there, but now the question is, does Justin Haley have enough to run Suarez back down, pass him for the win? Cindric, the same question for him. And Daniel Suarez, can he hang on? Will it stay green to the end? I'm going to say probably not, based off of the trends of this race so far. Noah Gragson having an absolutely very strong top 10 run here today. We are up to P20 after all of this mess that we've dealt with today. Still not in a lucky dog position now on the outside of Eric Jones here. 10 laps to go in Dover. There's Brad Kozlowski having a solid P7 run currently here in Dover. Of course, on the lead lap he is, as we're going to go around the outside and be able to pass this 43. Given the 6 a big push there down into turn 3 so I could get clear of Eric Jones now. But you can see the laps winding down. Suarez continues to lead Kyle Busch, now looking to my inside on the exit of 4. Here comes Chris Buescher as well on a bit fresher tires and a brand new engine, I guess, so he's going to slice through. And what could have been for the 17 today was in the fight for the win. Basically, everybody that's led today has had issues. Suarez, Haley, of course, got a bit of a short end of the stick, had to pit at the end of the stage, but retook the lead. Buescher blows an engine, so a lot of bad luck for some leaders. Larson running P7, but time is running out. Daniel Suarez working through lap traffic, closing in on the final moments of this race. I said today there was a recipe that was perfect for a brand new winner. It looks like it might happen, because if it's not Suarez, it's Haley or Cindric who are second and third. So either way, we're going to get a new winner here in Dover. Which one is it going to be? There, as you can see, struggling a bit here towards the end of these final couple of laps. But Daniel Suarez stays in command in these final moments here as he is on the final lap in Dover. We're going down into 3 up the inside of Almirola. White flag is already in the air. Of course, we're a lap down. That's why we're not coming to lap 100 for the final lap here. Now as I'm going to really use up Eric Almirola there, actually caught in to his left front now. But Daniel Suarez through 3 out of turn for the first time this season. He will be the second Trackhouse driver, of course, to win his second career win. It comes in Dover, a track where he's won at in the past in the Xfinity Series. As we head down this backstretch into turn 3 for the final time, the lucky dog never came our way. What a race here in Dover, full of action, full of drama, full of confusion, and just a whole bunch of what in the world is going on kind of mindset there. P19 is where we end up. Only, 12 cars end up on the lead lap. Suarez, Haley, Cindric, Harvick, Truex, Larson there through 6. Reddick, Briscoe, LaJoie, and Gregson filling out the rest of the top 10. What a day. What a race in Dover. Absolutely incredible, from a standpoint of, action. But yeah, really interesting, and honestly, we got a decent finish out of it. I think, honestly, we had better than 19th place. So next up, we will be going to Kansas. We are 14 points out of the playoffs after that race. Suarez, obviously, in with McDowell, Priest there. And you can see Bowman's the last car in currently. Cindric a little bit out. Same for Logano, a bit surprising there. Briscoe and Buescher. Truex has a lot of work to do. Don't be surprised if you see that 19 start to pick up some momentum here. And we are still waiting on an announcement about Truex's future in both game here and in real life as well. So we'll kind of wait and see what happens there. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. So in the next one, Kansas Speedway, 1.5 miles, which has been hit or miss for this 4-star Call League racing car. Sometimes they go good, sometimes they're pretty bad on pace. We'll have to wait and see what we bring there. Bowman, Gregson still upset, but we don't make any rivals yet. That's going to wrap it up for me. I'll see you guys in Kansas. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody.